morning. Good morning. Normally I'm a little bit more chipper in the morning, even though I'm not a morning person, but I don't know. I was driving to this plant that I have to visit for work. Really wasn't feeling like it today, but I figured I'd get it out the way today because I'll be busy tomorrow, and I don't want to make this drive tomorrow. But I don't know. I just felt like having a real moment, because you can talk about spirituality stuff all you want, but actually putting it into play when shit goes left or things aren't going your way, when things aren't high vibing. This is real life. Walking a spiritual path isn't always unicorns and rainbows. There's a lot of teachable moments, and a lot of those teachable moments aren't talked about. And even I don't talk about it much because I don't think about it in the moment when things are happening to say, ooh, let me jump on live, or let me make a post to show people this is what this path really is. It just so happens that it hit me hard while I was driving that I should share this because I am going through something. I should share it. So, next part. Where I work, I'm remote. Thank God. I love it. I love that I'm at home. Definitely, it comes in handy because, about to have, he's going to be 2 on the 21st. But I got to, spend time with baby and be home with him and really be a mom, with him. Other kiddos, no shade to y'all, but, single mom, majority of the time, and even when I was prior married, it still felt like I was a single mom. So I didn't really get to do the things I really wanted to do and be just a mom. It was clearly I was operating in survival mode, and I don't have to do that in this marriage and with this child. So thankful, get to be home. And then he goes to daycare 3 days a week, which, socialization, get some time to myself and take care of work. Because, to be honest, when he's home, he's a little chaotic. He wants all your attention. He wants to play and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I can't do that all the time. But anyway, so thankful that this job is remote, but it's not panning out how it was supposed to be. New position, and in that I should have learned every time I take a job and it's a new position, it never goes well. This is the 3rd time. When I was moved into a role with Walgreens, when they were starting their specialty pharmacy, that's when they it's like mail order medication, especially high end. You got to get your medication set time, frequency, and they mail it to you. So they were moving into that part of the industry. I took a job, new position there. Didn't go well. Didn't go well. Even then, that boss tried to sabotage me because she didn't train me well. And then when it came for my evaluation, she was just like, yeah, I know I didn't train you on this, but I'm still going to score you low because you don't know. And I was just like looking at her while she's doing, I'm just like, I got to get out of here. Like, this is crazy. Like, you're going to make me look like I don't know what I'm doing because you didn't train me on the job properly. So I ended up getting out that one. Later on, after, for the people that are in the Pittsburgh area, the Heinz plant that was on the north side was owned by several different companies. And then when they got bought and went to a private company, it became a shit show. Saw the writing on the wall when they were trying to run pet food on human lines. I was like, regardless of the quality of the product, of the ingredients, if it gets out that you are running pet food on human lines, it's going to be a PR disaster. And they didn't listen to me, so I said, all right, I gotta get out of there. Ended up taking, once again, a brand new position with another company, and that didn't pan out. The company was trying to basically take all their product from co-mans, bring it in-house. They didn't know what they was doing. It was constantly having accidents and issues, this and that, and it wasn't being utilized. And I was like, okay, I can't just sit around and be a part of this shit show. So I had to go. So I ended up leaving that company. Now again, in this role now, brand new position, definitely up my alley of the stuff that I used to love to do when I worked for Heinz and Del Monte and all that stuff. And once again, love that original note, but it's been a year and I'm not being utilized. I'm fighting for work. Like, really? Most people be okay sitting on their butt collecting a check. That's not me. I can't. I didn't go to the schooling that I went to. I didn't push for career advancements and all that stuff to just be sitting around twiddling my thumb. Once again, thankful that I'm remote and I get to spend time with my family and all that stuff, but at the same time, I gotta be doing something. So as I'm driving here, that was playing on my mind. And then the other thing is that this is where the kicking myself in the butt conversation is about to start. So my past employer had a coworker. Actually, no, he was he was underneath me because I was the manager, and I thought he was cool. I had crystals on my desk, feathers that I would find on the property on my desk, and I was very open with my spirituality and my perspective. It was very different. So the one employee was always asking questions, and then he started asking deeper and deeper questions. So we would have like really in-depth conversations, and I would share knowledge with him, my opinions with him and stuff like that. And it really got to the point that he was like draining me of information, and I had to get to the point where I had to be like, look, I had to tell him, like, typically I charge for this type of information that I'm giving you. It's like you are draining me of my essence. And after that, things went left, where you can literally say I was being attacked, where he was doing sneaky stuff, because where I used to work, it was a boys club, which I'm used to, working in manufacturing. That's operations that's usually ran by men. When I worked in the health and safety industry, obviously a lot of men. I'm used to it. I can hold my own, whatever. But when you are intentionally know that you're in a boys club and you're using that against me and putting information in people's ears to make it seem like I don't know what I'm doing, it's to the point where he made management think that working underneath me was so bad that they moved him and created a new position. Like, that's how bad it got. Like, that's the backstabbing that was going on there. And I saw it coming. Like, as soon as I told him, like, you're taking too much information from me, something switched in him and things changed. So I learned my lesson from that. All right, new job. And one of the women, I'm not gonna say girl, women I'm supposed to be working with, she seemed cool, but she seemed shady. So I was very intentional on things that I talked with her about when we were in person, because I traveled with her like twice to go somewhere. And things would pop up because the radio station that she had on in a rental or whatever, and she'd ask questions and I'd give her my opinion, and then she would ask questions and I would give her my opinion, and I wouldn't go too deep, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat who I am because of your beliefs. I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs, but if you ask my opinion about stuff, I can gauge if someone's ready for certain information or not. And you can tell I dropped some things that she never thought about before, and I wouldn't go, once again, too much detail, but at the same time, I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm not. Let's just say she switched up too. Once again, I'm in a position where I'm not going to say it feels like being attacked. I am being attacked in a way, but at the same time, you can only attack me and come at me in certain ways, but I see it. Like, I see the stuff that she's doing, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that shady part that I picked up from the jump, just by conversation over the phone. That's one thing, is when you know stuff, you know stuff. When you sense stuff, you sense stuff. And I sensed it. And I was always very cautious of her. Even though we had conversations and stuff like that, it was always, she seemed like she's shady. And come to find out, she is. So now I'm at a point again where I'm like, dang, I'm in another situation where, once again, drop some knowledge on somebody, and you never know what type of spirit you might trigger, because they don't know what they're carrying with them, or they don't know what's attached to them. They don't know. It's not even say sometimes it's attached to them. Sometimes that's just who they are, and it's like a sleeper. You hear about like sleeper cells and sleeper people in the CIA. So like that stuff is not brand new to this realm. Like, there are people that are sleepers where you think you're functioning just as you, but behind those eyes, behind that facade, that mask you're wearing, there's something spying on all of us. And as you're getting information, it's feeding back to a system that is, it's spying on us. That's what I feel like I triggered in her. And so now she's doing things to make me uncomfortable, make me not want to be with this company anymore. And I could take it like, oh man, this thing is happening again. But I'm not. I'm looking at it like, oh, this is happening again. So I'm not going to wait around like I did with the other job and see if things are going to get better. Man, application is open. Resume is open. And I will patiently sit and wait until something comes along to move me out of this situation. Like, I'm not going to sit around and, I hope things change. Nope. Soon as she pulled the first little trick, hey, LinkedIn, I am open for work. Like, I'm not playing this game. I see it. So I just wanted to share that, because this is real life. This is the stuff that happens when I see it. Sometimes when I'm doing in-person events and people come by, when I have a read-in and all those things like that, or just want to sit and have a conversation because they feel drawn to me. Cool. Several times it's been about work stuff and wondering if they should stay there because things are going, once again, going left. And people have hope, that things will go well, or maybe they're taking things the wrong way. No, you see it. You see it front and center. It's also with like relationships. You see the red flags and you're still like, oh, I hope things get better, right? Hope he changes. No. You see the red flag, that means do something about it. You're not a victim. Like, I'm not a victim in this situation. I see it. And I have a choice. And the choice for me is I'm out this bitch. Like, no, we're not doing this again. So, and this is another example that Spirit will always test you to see that you learn from the last situation. And it's going to keep cycle. The things that we go through that are intentionally to improve us on our path, we'll keep encountering it. And you'll see it pop up. And you're like, I thought I handled this. I thought I graduated from this. No. This thing is going to keep cycling through. It could be 20 years later and you figured out how to handle this situation. It will keep cycling through just to make sure you good and you learned your lesson. So this is cycling through again. And this ain't just be honest, not even the second time. I've had other things happen like this. But this time is very similar to the one that just happened in 2020, 2023, 2024. So this is happening very close to each other. And I'm not going to sit on this one. I'm not. So I see the pattern. I see the tests coming back up. And guess what? I'm acing this bitch because I'm not falling for this again. So this is real life. This is the stuff that you go through that kind of tests you. You know, are you just talking the talk or are you walking the walk? Oh, I'm doing both. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. And there's other things I'm dealing with, and I'm not going to talk about it right now. But this is the one that literally, like, ding, you need to talk about this. So, all right. I'm just going to close it out with, I got a couple of classes and workshops coming up. July 14th is, is Are You a Seer? The Truth About Clairvoyance. I want to talk about how people are seers. Even when you don't think you have a gift, have ability, you do. You just don't understand when it pops up. Or you do notice that you're a seer or you have a clairvoyance to you. But it's hit and miss. Or you're second guessing it. Or I've had a couple of like energy healers come up thinking, oh, I just do Reiki, I just do this. But lately, during our session, I'm seeing things, or I'm hearing things, or I'm sensing certain things. Even one lady, she was like, I seen a whole movie play out while I was doing her energy healing, and it freaked me out. So for people like that are into thinking they're just energy healers, this workshop is perfect for you. I'm actually doing another Ancestor Veneration Simplified class on July 16th, Wednesday, that same week. The first one, I loved it. I love teaching about stuff like that. So I figured I'd just do it again. Get some more people to understand what Ancestor Veneration is, how simple it can be. Once again, take the spookism out a lot of this, because darn near every single culture does this. But for some reason, when it comes to Black people or people even just in the United States that are from here and kind of disconnected from their heritage or culture, and they're just here and they want to start doing this, but they're scared because whatever religion or whatever stigmatism, all that stuff. We gonna get out of that, because I know I wouldn't be where I am now, doing the things that I'm doing, living the life that I'm living, having the things that I have, if I didn't start pulling my ancestors into this. Because guess what? I've been told several times, 3 or 4 generations, not 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 generations walk with me. And I can't ignore that. I can't. So that class is July 16th. And then I'm really getting into what I really like and really love, which is grid working, starseed, star nations, cosmic galactic information. So my starseed travel guide and journal is live on Amazon. I believe it's $24.99 on Amazon. Order it directly. But more so, it's not just some information I've thrown out there. So I figured I'd do a workshop to help people understand what that information is, which it has to do with ley lines and sacred sites, and those sacred sites having connections with the star nations. Literally, as above, so below. So once you know what you carry in genetics, what you carry in your frequency, and which sites will activate and cause a remembrance in you, then you can work with those sites directly. And you can work with those sites directly and not per se take a flight or drive in a car to go there. We don't operate in the spiritual realm and the astral realm for nothing. You can literally visit these sites through meditation in your dreams. So that's what we'll be working on with Stargate Remembrance. I moved it to August 6th because I wanted it to be closer to the Lionsgate portal. So you can find that in my events on Facebook and on the website to learn more about that information. In addition, I still doing the Lionsgate walk on 8/8 at Lynn Run Park. You can meet me up there. I'm going regardless, so feel free to meet me up there. We'll be starting to walk at 11:11, center of that portal, and literally just taking a walk, letting our energy and our frequency connect with the land. Obviously being under the Stargate portal at that time, so absorbing any codes that we're supposed to be absorbing, awakening anything that we're supposed to be awakened, and once again working with the ley lines, a part of that mountain region. So yeah, and then I'm off on my sacred journey to Sedona on my actual birthday. It is part of my solar return mission that kind of been activated since last year. Once I went back and really learned what the temple was in West Virginia that I visited, the ley lines that were there, how those ley lines connected to this. It's like literally everything's just flowing into each other. So this is another kind of birthday solar return activation trip, but to Sedona, because there's some things that I need to awaken there and connect with there. So I am going by myself, and even though quote unquote it could be a vacation, it's not. It's work, but it's work that I love to do. So, but anywho, with the 4th coming up, actually we are in the Sirius Gateway right now. The peak is July 4th. That's one of the main reasons why they hold Independence Day on July 4th. That is the peak of the Sirius Gateway, where we're in alignment with the spiritual sun of Sirius. So we have our yellow, like you can say 3D, 5D realm sun, but then our actual spiritual sun is the Sirius sun. And then our cosmic spiritual sun is in another universe, which is connected to the Aurora beings that I work with, but we're not all going there. So as of yesterday, 7/1, peaking on 7/4, and then going all the way to 7/7, 7/8, this is the Sirius Gateway, Sirius portal that's happening right now. So get outside, absorb those light codes. And when people say absorb the light codes, get activated, guess what? You don't gotta do nothing. Just go outside. Like, feel free to meditate. Feel free to actually look at the sun. Say, hey, thank you, sun. Thank you for the codes. Or look at it more with your third eye. Obviously, not with your physical eyes. And feel what's coming in. Be just present. Be in the moment. Like, there's really no ritual or ceremony that you have to do. Just be there. Just be present. Just let what your body naturally do. Like, you don't have to force anything to happen. So yeah. Most people are outside on July 4th anyway, so just take a moment to recognize that you are at the peak of the Sirius gateway. Find Sirius, whatever direction that is, and just be like, yes, give me all the goodness, and see what happens. That is it. Let me get in here in this plant and do some stuff, and talk to you guys later. Peace.